Welcome back to the MrExcel Netcast. I'm Bill Jelen. Today, our question sent in by Robbie. He sent in a voicemail, so let's have a listen.
Hey, Bill, my name is Robbie. I was wondering if there was a way to maybe add a hyphen in the middle of a cell after a period, let's say. For example, let's say there may be a period in the cell, either sometimes in the third character space, sometimes in the seventh character. Without using text to columns, is there a similar way of being able to add a hyphen to that?
Hey, great question from Robbie. Thanks to Robbie for calling in, and it's always good to hear from our viewers. There's three answers to this, amazingly, and the first answer is probably not going to be what Robbie was looking for, but I think it's the most straightforward. Every time that we see a period, we want to change it to a period hyphen. I'm going to go to Edit and choose Replace, and then say every time we see a period, change it to period hyphen and replace all, and very quickly now we've solved that problem. But I think that Robbie was looking for a formula answer. So let's go on to an identical copy of this sheet. And the first function I'm going to use is a cool little function called the substitute function. The substitute function, we say, hey, we want to take that value that's over in A1, and every time that we find, in quotes, a period, we want to substitute it with a period and a hyphen, and Control Enter to enter that in the whole value, and you'll see that the substitute function works very, very well. There's another function called replace, which is much harder to use because you have to say replace the 7th through the 10th character with certain text. Substitute is clearly much easier to use. And then finally, the third way to do this is kind of a two-step method where in cell B1, we ask the find command to find the period within cell A1, and that tells us that it's at position 3. And then I build this horrible formula that says, hey, we're going to take the leftmost 3 characters of cell A1, concatenate it, the concatenation sign is the ampersand, of course, with in quotes the hyphen, and then another ampersand, and then say we're going to take the mid of A1, starting at the period plus 1, so in this case that'd be character position 4, and then how many characters do we need? Well, we need the length of A1 minus the location of the period. Put all that together and it will do the exact same thing. So depending on exactly what you're trying to do, either edit, replace, or I think substitute is probably the best of these three, or you can use the find along with left, mid, and len in order to solve the problem. So there you have it. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time for another netcast from Mr. Excel.